go, guys. It's time. Welcome to Summoner's Rift Group C tiebreaker. Najin White Shield versus Samsung Ozone. And yep, 5 warding totems picked up by Samsung Ozone. 4 warding totems in the sweeping lens picked up by Najin White Shield.
So coming in here, if Dada can survive this early game and save looking mostly to farm right here, going for a shield start, so a bit of a conservative start, not opting for an early elixir, anything particularly aggressive. I mean, I like their chances. Mata taking exhaust this time, so they've got 2 ways really to deal with this Zed pick, either with the exhaust or with the silence. So that's looking pretty good right now.
Yep.
In terms of their composition and summoner spell selection, so Samsung Ozone should be just looking to wait it out here. They pick a very safe lane in Ezreal and Thresh.
I think all eyes are really on Seraph and how he's going to do in that top lane too. I mean, again, his first game in Champions comes in this crucial tiebreaker. So, a big start. That is a jolly spider. Huh. Seeing as one of her party planning spiders to try to see if Zed wants to come to the spider party. I don't think anybody wants to come to the spider party.
I don't want to come to the spider party.
Spider party does not sound like fun, does it?
Okay, well, conservative fan starts here at level 1 for both teams. And blue buffs will be taken by both sides, and we're going to end up with tops and top, bots and bot, everything in its place.
That's right.
And no skill.
Radiohead would be happy with this because everything's in its right place.
I'm sure Tom York is smiling right now while he watches Champions Winter.
Yep. Out there, knifing around.
Okay, so Nove gets no leash right here, which is going to allow a little bit of an XP advantage, actually, for Zephyr and Gorilla, as they're going to go ahead and push out. So a little bit of deny, and they will hit that level 2 slightly faster. So using their kind of longer range poke abilities with this combination, shove the wave early, shove it into the turret, and put some early pressure on. So we'll have to watch and see what Dandy does in order to react to this.
There's just an incredible amount of harass coming out from Lucian. And you got to be careful with spamming those abilities. You really can't do it or you'll run out of mana pretty quick with both champions. But even just auto attack wise, obviously the passive for Lucian extremely good for harassing, and Lulu's as well. And that lane already pushed up a bit.
Well, Nove up a camp right now. He went for Wolves, while Dandy did not, but Dandy getting over to those double golems, so first full clear will be completed by Nove just a hair faster.
Yeah.
So passive early jungling phase from both players. Nove has put an emphasis on a full clear before ganking, typically.
Yep, Nove coming through the jungle, but doesn't really have anything to do in that bot lane. You know, Lulu is one of those champions that can see an argument for starting Spell Thief's Edge on. Just because you do have that long-range poke. You do have the ability to auto pretty safely with Lulu. And
yeah, I'm still really not. I think it makes you way too predictable in lane still.
It's too circumstantial, but out of the champions that we see, I'd say Lulu's one of the few where you can be like, yeah, maybe.
It also synergizes well, of course, with Wild Growth. But in terms of the laning phase, especially when you're against a Thresh, if you're coming up to auto people, it's way too predictable to land Death Sentence and
that's really
force
the issue,
some sort of reverse kill in lane. So
that's why, as much as I'd love to buy it, I never do.
I'm sure those items will be looked at soon.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, nothing really for Nove to do right now in terms of ganking a lane. And there we go, Mata just faking right there. Some jungle pressure from Dandy, but they're not going to back off. Zephyr and Gorilla still pushing hard into the tower.
Yeah, sometimes if you fake like that and Death Sentence at the same time, you can cause their carry to freak out and go too far back and catch the support, but didn't work out that time. It's always fun when that works, though. You feel pretty good.
You do feel pretty good. You know, I'm actually a little bit surprised that Najin White Shield didn't force the 2v1, because in the last game that these two teams played, Nove came in to help his lane early on in a 2v1, and they ended up getting an early turret while Dandy just kind of cleared the jungle. And that gave Shield a really big advantage because Dandy failed to either make a dive or come and hold the tower. And so it might have been good for them to try that again, just because I think Dandy made a pretty big error in that game in terms of his judgment.
Wow, this bot lane has just been pushed so hard. Nice CS lead for Zephyr. I mean, Imp's farming well under the turret, but it's not
interesting.
easy.
So Save going for 3 long swords. These will be turned into Vampiric Scepter and a Brutalizer eventually, but going for this early power spike of stacking those items up early. 30 more damage on top of everything he's got. So we'll see if Nove, once he hits 6, or at very least when Save hits 6, goes for some kind of all-in right here. They're really trying to abuse Kassadin early on, but Kassadin doing a very good job of farming right here. Dade keeping up.
Yeah, both junglers down this bot lane now. Nove standing in ward. Well, there we go. Yeah, gets spotted. And he's going to back off. Oh, well. Nice try, Olaf.
Yeah, neither jungler really able to get an edge, and they're mirroring each other pretty well in terms of their leveling and a little bit of a lead right now from Dandy.
That's such a hard bot lane to gank for both sides because both the duos are playmaking duos, you know? They can turn it around, and Imp and Mata coming in. There's the flan to Zephyr. Zephyr trying to get away. Gorilla getting a bit chased. Throws down the shield, and Imp will take it.
Yes, still no summoners though, and both junglers coming back in.
They're back.
Dandy spotted with a ward.
Two-man play. There's the exhaust onto Zephyr. Zephyr in a little bit of trouble. The barrier on Imp keeps him nice and high. Gorilla gets taken down. Mata with the first blood, and Nove chasing down Imp. The play! He saves him! What a play from Mata!
And
a
the double kill.
And he deserves it, man. Those were some plays. That was sick, man. That is why Mata gets thresh bans against him sometimes.
Yeah, that cocoon as well coming out of Dandy.
Yeah.
Really nice engage right there. And, you know, Najin Whiteshield, not a lot of excuses. Now, we talked about the difference between these two teams. Samsung, Ozone, much more of a playmaking squad.
Oh, Dade coming in. They do catch save with that cocoon. He's in trouble. Pops a death mark, but it's not going to help. And Dade claiming that kill. That's going to be really nice on Kassadin versus Zed.
Yeah, certainly will, and they'll get some free pressure here.
Suddenly Ozone just opening things up, and I mean, this is what I was talking about, that duo lane and bot.
They can Dragon right now as well
they can.
to add insult to injury, but they'll just go for the mid lane instead. Mata showing up, adding a little bit of presence. Mata going for early boots of mobility, so we may see some roaming from Thresh after this Dragon gets taken down.
Certainly could, and they'll be able to take that Dragon relatively unopposed. There might be an attempt to glitter lance it or something, but nope. Gorilla's not going to get there in time. And there's a Dragon. A Dragon and 3 kills. Gives Samsung Ozone a nice little 2K gold lead at 8 minutes. That is not bad.
Yeah, that was a really good timing on Dragon 2. You can see Samsung Ozone had the timers absolutely mapped out right there because they finished Dragon right when Save returned to lane. So they didn't waste any time. They put some pressure on mid. They tested it, said, hey, can we do something here? Yeah. Nove was there clearing waves. They couldn't do it, but they still bought themselves precisely enough time to take the Dragon.
And Imp alone in the bot lane. It allowed Zeph and Girl to push up, but it drew them right into the trap. The Lantern Mata went out of range, but that's okay. He's still got Zephyr cornered a little bit. Zephyr tries to go all in on Imp, and Imp gets a bit too close. They trade 1 for 1. Oh, it could have been an easy kill on the AD carry, but Imp got a bit too over-eager.
Well, whoops. And Mata getting out of range of the Lantern right there as well. So Imp having a little bit of a laugh about that one. Kind of 2 mistakes from Ozone, and that'll lead to a 1 for 1 AD carry trade.
Well, they can laugh now, but they can't let that kind of thing happen too much. This is still a close game.
Yeah, and at the very least, Save has managed to increase that gold gap in terms of CS in the mid lane as well. Kind of the saving grace for giving up a kill.
Yeah, meanwhile, Seraph with a nice little CS lead in the top lane has been just basically doing his thing up there. So far, so good, I guess. Not a whole lot else to say about that. Did have that red buff.
Yeah, interesting that we're seeing a Bloodthirster start from Lucian as well.
Yeah. Oh, Nove gets grabbed. Pops out Ragnarok to try to get away, and he will. But getting the ultimate out of that from Nove is going to make him a little bit less dangerous for a while. Not bad. And Mata, like you said, I mean, those boost mobility really giving him a lot of scary roaming potential.
All right, so this is a bit interesting too. Seraph going for an early Bilgewater Cutlass right here. And so he's going to have a little bit better split pushing potential. And I think that at this point, Najin White Shield, that may be the strategy that they want to pursue.
Yeah.
They are, of course, falling a bit behind. So any 5v5s, particularly with that teleport up, may not be something they're going to be able to deal with. So if they can get Mundo low enough before he teleports or do some sort of all-in, Zephyr going to dodge that.
Yeah, close one. Gorilla was ready with that E, ready with the shield. It was Dandy.
Yeah, Dandy's swapping over to the lens.
Yep.
So I like that play at about this point in the game when you start getting close to level 9. Time to start thinking about it, especially if you're going to be out on the map for a couple levels. Pick it up immediately. Dandy also going for a more aggressive build here with the Sork shoes. I mean, he is 1-0-3. He has a 100% kill contribution rate already this game.
Well, Looper dashing back to lane, didn't use his teleport, still saving that for the team fight, but popping his ultimate to help him just kind of clear out a little bit better. So Save and Dade. Save with a nice little CS lead, but Dade does have that kill, so things are still pretty even. And Dade, you know, getting the catalyst, getting the tier, so not a whole lot of damage early on, but playing for that really devastating late game that Kassadin definitely has.
Yeah, just a little bit of a trade right there. Nofe not getting there in time to punish that Rift Walk.
Yep.
And Nofe hasn't been able to make the plays, but here we go. Are we going to see a bit of a dive in the top lane? Nope, safe. Faking out a little bit, returning to mid, but no wards up top.
Nofe thinking of coming at him from the outside, and there we go. He's going to come in on the Looper. Meanwhile, action in the mid lane as well. Looper a little bit low. Ooh, Dade took a turret hit. Save nearly went down. Both mid laners will live, but unfortunately for Looper, he will be taken out. Shot Barrage comes through, and Save manages to not be there. The Wolves not so lucky.
Yeah, good kill up in the top lane.
Yeah, well, Zephyr comes in, tries to burst on Imp. Imp gets ulted. There's the flay, knocking Zephyr out of that one. Gets exhausted as well. Imp with the Ignite ticking down.
Yeah, better sustain, though, from Najin White Shield, so I like that play right there. Zephyr's going to be able to heal up. Mata gets the play.
Yeah, Mata with the two-man play. There's a wild growth onto Zephyr. They got the ultimate out of Lulu. A little bit too low now.
Yeah, Mata, they forced the flash from Mata, though. That was not an intelligent play there. I mean, yeah, he hit two people, but you can see how fast Zephyr can sustain with this Vampiric Scepter, and they will end up evening that out. You know, when you're pushed up to your turret like that and you've got the sustain advantage, can be useful just to go for that trade, heal up on the wave, and shove your opponents in, force them back.
Yeah, and sometimes after making plays like one Mata did early, too, you do get a little bit over-eager and try to recreate that moment, and it just does not work out.
All right, Seraph completes his blade, so not even going Bilgewater into Spirit Visage, but just straight up picking it up after getting that kill. And we should expect a lot more plays in this top lane. They're trying to shut down Looper. They're trying to get that split push edge, the unstoppable Shyvana. Shyvana very scary with the blade, but not that useful in a team fight.
Yep. That's right. So meanwhile, things quiet in the mid lane, I guess. And Mata and Dandy waiting to see if they can make a play on the spot lane.
Well, they want to make a play, and then they want to get the drag once it's up in 30 seconds.
Exactly, yeah. And they certainly could. You can tell, though, Zephyr and Gorilla being a little bit careful. They don't know exactly what's going on. They don't have vision on a couple members of Samsung Ozone. They need to be careful with this.
Yeah, but considering what's going through the mind, Mata has the mobility
Mata coming down. He doesn't have flash, though, and he gets slowed up by that Glitter Lance. Very nice response. Oh, the Cocoon catches Zephyr, though. And the Test Engines, there's the flay. They take him down. Dandy gets that kill. Nofe, low, Ragnarok pop. Double kill for Dandy. Wow, what a play, man.
Dade there as well. Gorilla's not going to last long.
I don't think so. No, he's silenced, trying to get away. Lulu's not going to make it out of that one. Dodges into the brush. Waits for it. Oh, nice! Waits for the Rift Walk, and then Wild Growth. What a play!
That was a sick play from Gorilla.
That was.
To stay alive right there. But again, Mundo having problems in the top lane. Tower does go down. Looper has to use his ult, but Seraph just continuing to push. So this Blade Shyvana really working well at taking down turrets.
Dude, both these supports are making me so happy today.
Yeah, Save now roaming up. This is a good call. They have to give up the dragon.
Yep.
Does get seen by a ward at the red buff right there, but Seraph may take another turret.
I think he will with Save's help. Yeah, coming over the wall for Living Shadow, and there it is. So just like that, 2 turrets in that top lane for Najin White Shield.
And, you know, that's the second time that we've seen both junglers there for a gank early on, and you can really see the difference that coordination and hard CC plays. I mean, Dandy right here with the flash forward, syncing it so well with Mata, landing the death sentence right afterwards. And look at that burst damage, too. Coming down from the Mystic Shot with Najin. Imp just focusing down Nofe after that. And it's the second time that Cocoon has really, really been the difference between that lane. So even though, you know, we do see Olaf scaling so very well into the late game, able to shut down an AD carry as a jungler early on. Dandy coming in again. That hard CC, man, is it useful in this early game phase, and that's really been the difference.
Yeah. Well, so far, Samsung Ozone trying to push up that bot lane. They've got the turret down to about half health. And here we go. Now Seraph coming in on the Looper doing some serious damage. Now at Nofe, Olaf is coming up. They've got Looper dead to rights. Gets hit with the axe and he's going to go down. Seraph gets that kill. 2 for him already in this game. Nice debut so far for Najin Shield.
Yeah, the problem is, yes, they committed 2 people to that, but they can't defend it. Meanwhile, 4 people for Samsung Ozone on the bottom side of the map. They will get a tower for it, but because those 2 turrets were already down, there's not a lot that Shyvana can do right there. Honestly, they should just rotate Shyvana out of that lane at the moment, see if they can make a play somewhere else, and move Imp and Mata into the mid lane and maybe Zed down to the bot. I mean, sure, you can get those kills, but you've already maximized the global gold that you're going to get at this point in time.
Samsung Ozone going deep into the enemy jungle. Waiting to see if they can make a pick here. Will Nofe come up through there? Oh, man, he almost did. He is. Oh, Nofe. Oh, they left right at the last moment. Oh, man. They probably could have caught something, but save was too tempting of a target. They grabbed him. There's a Cocoon right after the death sentence. That ninja disappeared, but not in a way ninjas like to.
Well, I mean, this synergy that we've seen all game between Dandy and Mata has been exceptional. You can see they're chaining their CC beautifully, just bursting people down right before it goes down, not even giving him a chance to get out of it. Save had his flash up right there, had to use it before that gank even happened, wasn't expecting that max range death sentence to actually hit him.
That was literally like max range death sentence. That was like 1 pixel away from that missing. And Looper getting jumped on again.
Yeah, he doesn't. Seraph doesn't have the ignite this time, so it'll be a little bit more difficult to kill him, especially with Mata Dandy coming in. Seraph intelligently backing out right there.
I would say so, but is he backing out fast enough? Nofe coming up to try to support Mata and Dandy, though. Mata and Dandy are really the deadly duo here in this game.
Well, they have itemized to make the plays as well. I mean, Sightstone and Boots of Mobility.
Oh, they see Nofe and Seraph coming through with that lantern. Gorilla coming up as well, keeps himself hidden.
But still more invades from Ozone. They want to continue to make the picks that they've been so successful with already. And Nofe does see that ward, but it's a dangerous position for him to be in. And a little battle right there, not going to work out.
Well, spiders beat axes. In the League of Legends rock, paper, scissors, I guess.
It's true.
Spider creeps out axe.
Okay, well, I mean, Shield doing what they can, but definitely on their back foot right now.
Well, and so, a little bit of a quiet moment in this game as both teams kind of regroup a little bit. Samsung Ozone off to a pretty good early start, pretty aggressive start, but the turrets are evened up. Dragon back in about 2.5 minutes now.
Nearly steals the big golem right there.
Yeah,
doesn't quite get it. Save able to clear it out.
Imp hasn't gotten any kills, but he is 0-1-6, so he's been around for quite a bit. 6 out of the 7 kills he's been a part of, so he's got a decent amount of gold. Has that Trinity Force finish, and the Berserker Greaves, so he's in good shape.
Oh, you really got to think of the pick and ban phase. That Dandy selecting that at least instead of the Olaf has been a major factor in terms of how this game has gone.
Yeah, well, we're seeing a lot of comfort things. I mean, when it comes down to it, Dandy will just generally be better on Elise. It is just his kind of champion of choice.
Yeah, Nofe's so scared right now. Everybody playing frightened on Najin White Shield. They don't know where anybody is. There are pink wards down inside their jungle. A lot of vision control coming in from Ozone right now. Mata just waiting to make a pick, standing in a pink warded rush.
Yeah.
Seeing if anybody dares to make the rotation in front of Wraiths.
Man, Mata 2-0-4. What a game he's been having. Has that Ruby Sidestone as well, so he's nice and tanky as far as supports go.
I mean, the scoreline shows it. This game has been entirely about Dandy and Mata.
Yeah, totally. Yeah, Dandy 403, Mata 204. Really, really nice. Really cool start to this game.
Yeah, Seraph's getting scary, though, and this is a big concern, and it has to be on the minds of Samsung Ozone, because as the farming continues, as the pressure continues, you know, Looper having a bit of trouble, falling behind in terms of items, and Seraph just farming up a storm right here. You get that late game Shyvana, you know, she's going to be tanky. She's going to also output considerably more damage than Mundo will.
Yeah, that's the thing. I feel like Samsung Ozone, I mean, if they've got the momentum now, and obviously taking that dragon is going to help it, but they need to keep it going. They really cannot slow down at this point.
Yeah, I also don't like the build that we're seeing Zephyr do right here. I mean, if you're going to run with the Bloodthirster first on Lucian, I think you got to go Bloodthirster into Shiv or Bloodthirster into Last Whisper instead of going Bloodthirster into Trinity Force. At least with Bloodthirster and Last Whisper, your ult is going to hit really, really hard, and you'll be able to clear people off of turrets in order to siege just a little bit better. But mixing and matching like this, I don't think optimizes your strengths in one area or another. I mean, you want to get those trades, you want to be a caster, great, go for Trinity Force. You want to shove a lane or push towers, then probably Bloodthirster and Shiv or Bloodthirster and Last Whisper are going to serve you a lot better.
Well, big push in the bot lane now coming in from Samsung Ozone. It's 4v3 so far. And yep, there's the calling, just pushing him away from the turret. And Seraph all the way pushed up to that inhibitor turret. He's going to go to work on it. Looper is doing what he can, but Seraph's getting so tanky now. We could see a fight in the jungle too. Dandy coming in. He's been making plays all game.
Yeah, Looper dangerous. He has to pop his ult right there. Smart time to pop it, actually. You want to pop it right then because you need to get the health back up, because if Seraph all-ins you with that ignite, he's going to kill you. So use it while you're safe. His main purpose right now is just to stop the shove, so he's got to get back to full HP to do that. Yep,
that's right. He's just got to last. He doesn't need to kill off Shyvana or anything like that. He just needs to save that turret. Oh, Death Sentence came over the wall, didn't hit anybody. And 3v4. Seraph in that top lane. They're sending Save to the bottom to start to split push.
Yeah, I really like that decision-making from Looper. You know, he's got to have faith that the four-man unit of the rest of his team will be able to push down these towers. He should have that faith right now. They do have a lead. And Seraph pulling back. He knows that the gank is coming. He saw those wards coming in, but will he be able to escape it? Mata is right there.
Oh, I don't know, man. Mata's coming in. The minions chasing him away, though. That cannon minion, scary stuff.
I mean, this is Shield's only hope right now. They have to have this. But he's drawn so many people up into the top lane. Now, they saw this with the wards going into the river, that Save is able to get a turret in the bot lane, so keeping things even.
Yeah, wow. Able to farm a little bit there as well.
Yeah, good wards from Shield to recognize that rotation early on. Dade picking up home guard, zipping into lane to stop the pressure from Zed.
That's right. So far, no coin of Ancestry yet for either support, too.
About 1,000 gold advantage for Seraph right now over Looper. He'll go back, pick up some Merc Treads, make sure he can get out of any CC, sticky situation up in that top lane. So it's got to be about the split push right now. You have to 3-1-1 because if, you know, this Zed having Blade as well, he's going to be able to outsplit. Kassadin needs to all-in him and 100-0 him, otherwise it's just not going to be effective.
Yeah, Save knows the danger, though. He's pulling back at the right time. And Dade's going to get farmed, but not a lot else.
So for Shield right now, it's got to be about this 3-1-1 push. They have to make it work. Whereas Samsung Ozone, they need to get the vision advantage and keep making picks on the split push rotations, which they can absolutely do.
Yeah.
Problem is if they 4-1 split, though, that the wave clear coming out of Olaf and Lucian will be pretty good, and Shield may be able to hold with just 3 people while applying pressure on the side lanes with Zed and Shyvana.
Yeah, the siege just isn't going to be that strong from Samsung Ozone, and that may be kind of their Achilles heel. Oh, they grab Gorilla. Gorilla Wild Growth on himself. Stays alive. They turn on Dandy. They're going to be able to clear up the pink ward, but that was a close call. They do get the ultimate out of him, but not the most vital ultimate per se.
Dada coming in from behind, though. He's looking to make a play on save.
Yeah, he's going to try. Coming in for the Rift Rock. There's the Death Mark. It's a duel. Save a little bit low. Mata comes in with the shield. And there's save. The exhaust on him as well. They're going to take him down and keep Dada alive. Mata again saving his friend. And now Zephyr dueling with Imp. Zephyr pops that barrier. Pops the calling as he backs off. Oh, true shot barrage. Not connecting.
But that's perfect play, but Shield responding with this split push again. They're trying to inhibitor race right here. Looper getting quite low. There's the ignite.
Yeah, there's the all-in onto Looper. Has to back off, and that's going to give them this inhibitor turret. Looper coming in again. Has his ultimate going. He's going to regen some health, and now Dade coming in. Yeah, Rift Walk ahead. There's the slowing to Seraph a little bit from the cleaver. And Nofe a little bit of trouble. Has to pop Ragnarok to get away. Looper going to continue to chase, and Dade chasing down Seraph. This could be exactly what they needed. Samsung Ozone routing this top lane push, but they need to get something else done because now Najin White Shield could come up the mid lane. World's longest chase here. Nofe finally going down to Dade. Another kill for Kassadin.
Yeah, so they get one right there. I mean, considering that Nofe blew his ghost pretty early on, they knew that was the one they could get, and this looks like a Baron for Samsung Ozone.
Yeah, it certainly does. Now, we have Gorilla there on Lulu as well as Save on Zed. Lucian coming up, but there doesn't look to be a whole lot of resistance. Seraph running as quickly as he can for that Baron, but I don't think he's going to get there in time. I don't see the Baron's up. No, there it is, and Ozone takes a clean Baron, and they're going to get away just fine, too.
That was a really solid set of rotations coming in from Samsung Ozone right there. They recognized that they had to make it big. And look, Mundo's actually teleporting in right there.
Yeah, he is coming in. There's a cleaver on the Gorilla. Gorilla in big trouble. He's going to get taken out after being silenced, so that's one down for 30 seconds. That may allow them to get this mid lane turret saved. Still in the jungle of Samsung Ozone.
Yeah, they know with the Baron buff that they're going to be able to outrace, so finally Looper able to make a play with the teleport. He says, okay, Seraph, you're not up there right now. You're going to have to come back in order to deal with this 5-man push with Baron.
Everybody going back.
So I want to talk right now while this turret's going down about what we saw earlier because it was really intelligent.
Oh, let's not do that. Save gets grabbed. They're going to light him up pretty easily. Nofe in big trouble as well. Nobody gets hit by the box. Nofe gets low. There's a nice wild growth. Does bounce up Dandy. Dandy gets slowed down by the undertow. They're going to turn onto the inhibitor. At least finish off that one before the disengage, or are they? Yeah, they're going to make it out. And I think that's a good idea to get out while they can. Dandy was a bit low. Oh, but they're going to set up a pick here. Seraph waiting for him to come through. Doesn't see him, though. Turns around, and they're just going to be satisfied with that red buff. Oh, Dandy, they're going to grab Seraph. Seraph in a little bit of trouble here. Getting those double buffs off him could be helpful, but they're going to be content to chase him away for now. Mata waiting death sentence into that brush, but nobody's there to get hit by it. And so after the inhibitor, most of Samsung Ozone going to back off.
Just get a dragon right there. You don't need to chase the tanky Shyvana everywhere. Go ahead and get an objective instead. Get that red buff, get the drag. I think good call from Samsung Ozone. So right there, I mean, earlier on, we saw them just Samsung Ozone warding up that bottom jungle, making sure they had the vision control, knowing that they had to get a pick, that they couldn't let a 3-1-1 split push continue any longer. So they go ahead, set up the pick. They get it. They apply pressure to the bot lane, and you know, Looper's up there, so Dade picking up home guards earlier does go back in order to force the 2v2 with Nofe up there as well. So just a great series of responses, and then after getting the kill onto Nofe, they're able to transition right into a Baron.
And look at this. I love this. A Guardian Angel on Mata right now. So he's going to be able to get in there and brawl with Thresh like no Thresh has ever been able to before. I love it. Yeah, this is great.
Bit troll from Mata, but...
A bit troll, but... pretty good, too.
He bought a GA instead of a talisman. That is a bit troll, though.
I know, but I like it. I think it's a logical troll. You know, you see some trolls like that could have been like just pure AP, you know, or like pure AD. He could have gone for attack speed threat. That would have been troll. This, logical. Well, here we go. The inhibitor turret getting a bit low. Now the inhibitor in a bit of trouble. Dandy comes in on the Thresh. Thresh tries a death mark. There's a wild growth, keeping him alive for a little while anyway. Nofe trying to run away. They do get the kill onto Gorilla. 3 already down. Dandy a little bit low. There's a Zonius from Dade. Keeps him alive. Seraph gets slashed back. There's a double kill and nearly an ace. Olaf, the last man standing, Nofe, and they're going for the win. There goes the Nexus turrets. Nofe a bit low as well, and this should be it. Oh, don't lose too many people. You still need to kill that Nexus. Doesn't matter, though. There we go. They want to make the ace. They can't quite do it. Doesn't matter, though. The Nexus is going down. And Samsung Ozone is going to go in style in first place. The round of 8. There we go.